Writing equations from points. We've been talking about linear equations lately, and the three different formats that we might see them in: graphs, tables, or equations. And we've been learning that you can go back and forth from one format to the other. So if I give you an equation, you should be able to graph it by first plotting the y-intercept and then following the slope for more points along the line. We've also been giving you a graph, so you can work your way backwards to an equation, where you identify the y-intercept, and then you calculate the slope between 2 points to find the m value. In this video, I'm going to be giving you 2 points, and you're going to tell me the equation. Let's get started. In order to write an equation from points, you need to have at least one point value, and you also have to have a slope number, or an m. If you don't have a slope number, then you'll need to have at least 2 points. Here's an example. If you're given the point 3, 5, and a slope of 4, can you write the linear equation? Well, so far, we only know one of the numbers we need. We also need this b value. But we don't know what the b value is. We only know the slope value. So what we're going to do is we're going to temporarily use these x and y values to substitute them into the equation. Because if I know m, and I know x, and I know y, then I can determine b. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to identify these following 3 values: the x-coordinate, the y-coordinate, and the slope. Once we know those 3 values, we're going to use them in the y equals mx plus b equation. So here's the y equals mx plus b equation, and we're going to place the value for y here, the value for m there, and then the value for x next to it. Now you'll notice here, these 2 values need parentheses because they're next to each other. It's not a 43, it's 4 times 3. So be sure you use those parentheses when you're writing your substitutions. Once you've erased and replaced all 3 letters, you can solve for b. First, we're going to start by multiplying 4 and 3 to get 12. Then we're going to subtract 12 from both sides, and then we'll figure out that b is -7. So now we have the answer for b. We're going to go back to the beginning, to our y equals mx plus b equation, and this time we're only going to erase and replace the m and the b value. We were told that m is 4, we figured out that b was -7, and now we're able to write our final equation. Let's try that again. Identify your 3 values, x, y, and the slope value m. X is 2, y is 4, the slope is 3. In the y equals mx plus b equation, you're going to erase and replace the letter y, erase and replace the letter m, and erase and replace the letter x. Now we can solve for b. In this example, b is -2. We go back to the beginning, but this time we only erase and replace the m and the b. M is 3, and b is -2. Since b is -2, I don't want to have 2 signs in a row. So I'm going to erase that plus and make it just a single minus sign. Watch one more time. Identify your x, your y, and your m. Erase and replace in the y equals mx plus b equation. Be sure to put your values in the correct spaces. Now we're going to solve for b. And then once we've solved for b, we're going to go back to the original equation, but instead of writing m, we're going to write the slope number, and instead of writing b, we're going to write the b number. One more time. Identify your x, your y, and your slope. Erase and replace. solve for b, and then place these two values only in your final equation. Now pause the video and give it a try on your own. How did you do? All right, last example. What happens if you only have 2 points? Well, in that case, you have to find the slope number yourself. You're going to use the slope formula to do that. So if I want to find the slope of these 2 points, I put them in the slope equation. 7 minus 2, y minus y. That's what goes in the numerator. And then x minus x. That's what goes in the denominator. Now that I have my m value, I need an x and a y value. And what I'm going to do is choose any point from above. I can choose this one, or I can choose that one. I'm going to choose this one because all the numbers are positive. Once I have my x, y, and m values, I'm going to erase and replace just like I did before. Put my y, my m, and my x, solve for b, and then put those two numbers into the equation. This red sentence is exactly the same as this blue sentence. All right, you give it a try. Find the slope first, and then write your final equation. All right, let's see how you did. And that's how you write an equation when given only points and a slope.